It's a cool color. I'm really happy with what I got from the knot. It's very cool. I'm happy with it. I also wanted to show you the yarn that I dyed last week with avocado. I used the pits and the shells of the avocado, and it turned out really cool pink, like this. It's more like salmon pink than like pink, but I'm still really happy with the results. Like I dyed it. I dyed on 2 days because I just had, like, after the first dyeing that I did with these two, I had so much of the like proper dye washer left over that I decided to use the rest of my skeins that I had mordanted for the avocado dye, so that I just have a lot of pink yarn. And those turned out like a little bit darker pink, which, like, I don't know why or how, because I did the exact same thing with both of them, but they're slightly different. And I guess that's why like, if you want to have yarn for a bigger project that is dyed naturally, then you have to definitely dye it in the same batch, because you will get differences otherwise. But yeah, I am super happy. I have now dyed yarn 3 times. Once with the willow branches, once with avocado, and once with nut. And I can't wait for June, when I'm going to be using the leaves of several different trees to get both green and yellow. I haven't gotten yellow yet. So I'm very happy and excited for the future of my yarn. But first I have to card the wool and actually spin the yarn, which is so fun. I'm still absolutely loving the process. I'm going to end up with so much yarn, but that's good, because my dream project is going to require a lot of yarn. Today, the chicks are going to have an exciting but stressful day, and that is because we are taking a trip with the chicks. We're going to see a friend of mine because I haven't seen her in ages, and also because after hanging out, she needs someone to look after her dogs for a day. So I'm taking the chicks with because they're too young to be left unsupervised for like 3 days. So let's pack them. I will be using the hamster cage that my dad got last year because he wanted the top thing for like letting chicks onto the grass and stuff. But I will be putting the chicks inside this because it is roughly the same size as their current brooder. The most difficult part about moving them is going to be the fact that their like heating plate, their brooding plate, cannot be plugged in while I'm traveling in the car, which is about like an hour ride if I remember correctly. So I am going to be like unplugging the brooder at the very last moment. And because it is also really windy outside, I have wrapped their little cage in plastic so that I can pull the sides up just for when I'm transporting them to and from the car, so that they don't get like windy and like so they don't have to experience the wind and get cold immediately as soon as we get outside. So I will also be making them a like just a water bottle of really hot water that I will be putting inside their cage so that they have like some heat source that they can press themselves up against if they're cold. Yes. So now I have moved everything into the car that I need. Now it's time to move the chicks and the brooder plate. And we're in. I'm going to carry the water separately. Well, I'm sweating from the stress of moving the babies, but also from the fact that I have heated up the car to like 24 degrees for them. So let's go. Hi, Bilka. Hi. Bilka is the friendliest bear there ever was. And here's Vilma. She's very fast. I am back home, and because it is just such a lovely day today, it's like almost 20 degrees. I am letting the chickies, the baby chicks, have their outside time for the first time. They are all outside in the big cage where they will eventually move into once I move the cage into the actual complex of the chickens. But for today, I am giving them about half an hour, maybe an hour at most, of just outside time in the grass so that they can get used to it, so that they can just enjoy life and run around a little. They seem to be loving it, and yes, they are very fun. Unfortunately, there is one chick of all of them who, for the majority of last week, has been pretty weak and just it looks like it's just sleepy all the time, and it is beginning to show in its size as well. It's like falling behind in the growing speed of them, and I'm not sure if there is something wrong with its brain, like if it's a birth defect, because it just seems to be struggling to eat and drink and just be a healthy chick in general. It like all it seems to want to do is sleep. So last week when I found it, when I realized that it's very weak, I started giving it sugar water, and that really perked it up, like to the point where I couldn't like tell a difference between that the weak chick and the others, because it's really similar to another one of the chicks. It's one of the four mottled Orpington chicks, and I've been calling her Aurora, even though I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, and I haven't named any of the others just because of the danger of losing them when they're so young, because that's like the most likely time where you can lose a chicken. And this little baby has just been getting sugar water a couple times a day, every day, and it doesn't seem to get like the will to live down as well as the others. Like it's still like, and but because it still lives, I am assuming that there is some will to live there still, because like I'm not feeding it at all, so it must be eating on its own somehow. I just haven't seen it because I have felt its crop be full at some times, so it is eating something. Like I just don't know. I've never had a chick like behave like this, and I mean, we'll see if it survives. I've stopped giving it sugar water because it seems to be like still weak, but also still alive and like still not thriving but living. So I'm giving it, I'm giving it a chance. Aurora is the one over there who is sitting just really still. Today I have been extremely productive and busy, but I have not filmed a single moment of it. I spent hours clearing out the greenhouse from the bags of leaves that I have for mulch for my garden, which I haven't mulched yet because the plants are still in pots, which is also a thing I need to do, but might not happen today. But I also, in addition to clearing out the greenhouse from the bags, I got rid of the mice and the weeds that were living in there, and I carted several carts full of compost in there, and got it all ready for planting, basically. And now, much more excitingly, I got myself an entire bag of wool! And this wool is so much nicer than the wool that I had previously. Like, I'm so excited. It is wool that is like that made like, from sheep that are in majority the breed that I want to, the breed of sheep that I want to raise eventually once I start raising sheep. So I am extremely excited to use this particular wool. Also because the that breed in that flock has been mixed with Norwegian White and Cheviot, which are both breeds that have slightly better wool than the Estonian Whitehead that is the breed that I want to get. I am nerding out about sheep wool, and I am going to immediately wash some, even though I still have some, like quite a bit of washed wool. I want to get some of this gorgeous, gorgeous wool washed, so that I can start carding it and spinning it. And okay, I laid out one entire fleece for you guys to see, because just look at how much wool is in a single, like in a single fleece, comes from a single sheep, and look at the quality. I mean, there is so little vegetable matter in this that there is almost no need for skirting, for like throwing away so much wool that I had to throw away from the previous fleeces that I worked with. Oh my goodness, I'm just in awe. I am almost speechless. Oh my god, I'm going to have to like half this, because this is too much wool for a single one of my tubs. And I didn't even count how many fleeces I got, so once again may have gone a bit overboard with getting wool. So if I try to get about a half, then I guess I should start where I'm guessing was either the butt or the head. So splitting this roughly down the middle. And I will be putting all of this in here, even though actually I should fill this up with water first and then shove it in. And this is going to wait for a different time. Like, it was just shearing day in that farm, so this is like literally fresh off the sheep, and the lanolin hasn't even had time to like solidify. The lanolin is the yellow fat that is like on the sheep's side, on the skin side, and it's the stuff that makes the sheep warm and kind of not waterproof, but water resistant-ish. Oh, this water is cold. I'm back in an hour. We get some poopy water. And I'm thinking this water might be pretty good for using in the greenhouse, so I could just try this. And now I'm gonna do several soaks with hot water, and actually this time I'm not going to be doing the hot water soaks in the bathroom because it's pretty nice weather. I can just bring the hot water outside, and it's just a lot easier to just pour the water out on the grass than it is to just really slowly try to get it down the drain of the shower and just strain my back a lot doing it. So this is going to take some time, but I'm so excited for this new wool. One thing that I had actually forgotten to tell you about, and disregard the state of my head. I got too much sun yesterday and my head hurt a little bit, so fashion, farm fashion. Cardi B, the queen, is still broody. Even though I kept her inside the broody jail for a whole week before I went on my trip to visit my friend. She was in broody jail for a whole week. But she was still broody, which means that all the eggs that were laid while I was away pretty much had to be thrown away because she sat on them, because I couldn't leave her inside the broody jail while I was away because the broody jail needs more maintenance than my dad could do. So, yes, wasted eggs. Cardi B is still broody. She's been broody for 2 weeks now, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks. And she's still going strong. Like, we shall see how she behaves after I get her, like, after this walk, but I do not have high hopes because she is the broody queen. But we know the drill. And unfortunately, it's a little bit too chilly, I think, to do like the cold baths for her like I did last year. Like if it were like really warm weather, then I would, but it gets pretty chilly, especially during the nighttime. So I'm not gonna do that to her because I don't want her to like actually get get too cold from it. So yes, only broody jail for her, which is a more it's a method of breaking a broody pen that takes more time. And even though Cardi B has only been broody for like 2 weeks, she's already getting so much thinner that I'm starting to confuse her with Blackie here. Like, she's losing her chunk. She's losing her voluptuous booty, for which she got her name.
Also, it is the season again where it is warm enough for the chickens to want to spend the majority of their walking time outside in just under the swing, just dust bathing so much. And it's so lovely to see. They love dust bathing so much, and they are so happy. They sometimes even make those purring sounds that chickens make when they're extremely happy, and it's just, oh, it brings tears to my eyes. It's just so cute.